Good morning, Santa Clara. My mic just fell off. Literally, it just fell off. So you're going to see a very inappropriate thing going on while I'm speaking to you. It's really a pleasure to be here and speak to you about our story and our journey in farming in Africa. Thank you. The story you may most be familiar with is a pretty one. It's actually about famine and drought, and the imagery is actually not really very nice or comfortable. So I'm here to tell you guys a very, very different story. It's not about those poor people in a country you're never going to visit. It's not about them or us. It's about we. My name is Rachel Zedeck, and I am the founder and managing director of the Backpack Farm Agriculture Program, operating in Kenya and in southern Sudan, the world's newest country. And our mission is to grow 1 million smallholder farmers in the East African community out of poverty. The one thing you need to take away from this we vision is that by 2050, global food production must increase 70% to feed a population of 11 billion people. Our story starts in Kenya. There's 73 million acres of farmland. 70% of their employment and 30% of their GDP is derived from agriculture. And they have 21 million smallholder farmers, all earning their primary income from 2 to 5 acres of land. These people love farming. It's part of their culture, and it's definitely part of their economy. So who are all of these farmers? Meet Mary. She's a smallholder farmer in Nyeri. It's about 2 hours from Nairobi. And she's growing everything on about 2.5 acres of land, from maize, where you see her here, to also coffee and other green vegetables. So the challenge that Mary has is that she's only growing about 20% of what her land can produce because she needs better access to green farming technologies, inputs into the ground, training, and access to finance. The reason I mention women here specifically is in the last year alone, the G8, the G20, and Rio have all said we need to invest more money in women in agriculture. It's kind of a sign. It's time to invest in these women. If we raise their production 20 to 30% in East Africa, they can feed 15 million more people. So welcome to the McDonald's of farming. Backpack Farm is a rural franchise distribution model that distributes farming inputs, training, and links to finance. So what does it mean by inputs? I know that for those of you who have never farmed or never even had a garden, what does it mean? We have to put things in the ground. So as a for-profit company, not an NGO, we actually distribute this package of goods here that is actually packaged in a real backpack. I know some of you are wondering. So things like certified seed, which of course is critical for farmers, drip irrigation kit. Drip irrigation is probably one of the most phenomenal agriculture technologies of our lifetime. On its own, it can double or triple a crop yield without any other inputs. If I could give every farmer this year a Christmas present, it would be a drip irrigation kit. I want to clarify something called fusion farming, because it's probably one of the most cutting-edge packages of science technology that we have now packaged as small as 5 grams for smallholder farmers to be able to purchase and install in small plots of land. We package things like a seed dressing. This goes into a bag of seed. They shake up the seed. They plant it in the ground. It can double the length and width of a plant's roots, which means the plant needs less water, means it's stronger, and it grows a better quality food. But we're so much more than just product, because farmers need more than product. So how do farmers get products like this? Well, Mary can go to a franchise farm that's either run and owned and operated by either an NGO or for-profit company that's invested $5,000 to set up a farm. Mary, no matter what, whether she wants to buy or is ready to buy products from us, she can take 47 different classes in conservation farming, costing 25 cents a piece. But if and when she's ready and she doesn't have the money, Mary can go to Equity Bank, where she can take a loan for either standalone drip irrigation or a complete backpack farm of products. So once we've received that order, We work with our suppliers, we package it for the crop that she selected, it comes to our warehouse, we send it back to the franchise within 7 to 10 business days. All in all, it's a pretty copacetic model. The farmer within the first season of the first crop cycle can actually see a return on their investment. Equity Bank is earning money from interest rates. Suppliers are earning 20% margin, and backpack farmers earning between 30 and 40% profits. Sorry. All of this is packaged in either quarter, half, and 1 acre units, making it the most consumable for farmers like Mary. The pack itself costs between $200 and $600, and while that may sound expensive, growing good quality food at more than 20% of what your land can produce requires investment. But once again, I mentioned we're so much more than product. So what is that? We're also services. I've already mentioned credit from banks like Equity, who are probably the most forward-thinking organization in the East African market with 187 rural branches, but also soil testing. AgriQuest is a partner of ours, and what they do is they provide farmers access to a test that tells them what's in their soil before they invest in any products at 1/3 the commercial rate. So they have to be a backpack farmer to get it, and they simply write backpack farm on the side of the bag when they send in the soil to be tested. But training, that's really the heart of what we do. It's comprehensive because we offer 47 different classes. It's inexpensive, so farmers like Mary can access it, and now we've gone mobile. We know Kenyans love mobile. They have the fastest growing adoption rate of use of mobile phones and demand for local content in the East African marketplace. So they said they wanted it, and we listened. This tool will not only educate and monitor, but it will also help us market Backpack Farm's brand. And no, we're not doing this alone. We have pretty amazing partners. I've mentioned AgriQuest and Equity. Now I want to talk about Irrico and John Deere, because the irrigation that we sell is John Deere Water Technologies, the 3rd largest water company in the world. We are the only for-profit social enterprise they have ever announced a relationship with publicly. And Lachlan Kenya, who actually designed our backpack and produces our backpack farm in Kenya with their lead designer from North Face. This is all about Kenyan-owned and managed companies, another amazing part of the Kenya story. So what is Backpack Farm's secret sauce? Well, it's of course about technology, and it's about distribution so farmers like Mary have access to it. And then they need to be trained so they're not only using the technology properly, but we're also building their core capacity. And then links to finance. The beauty about farming is that once you've done it once, you get to start all over again, 2 to 3 different times every year. So the fruits of our labor. We've actually been in operation for more than 4 years. We've built a network of franchise farms. We have a proven training methodology. So we are grounded in knowledge that everyone already knows. It's simply the way that we've organized it into 8 sections, from planning your crop to harvesting and storing your crop. And more importantly, we share everything for free with any organization who wants it. So right now, everyone who's on an iPad, go to backpackfarm.com, and on our homepage is one of our training manuals. It's been praised by the WFP and other major NGOs for the quality of the material. Obviously, it's designed for organizations to download, since most farmers aren't downloading a 27 megabyte document. We've trained 17,000 farmers, and we've also learned a lot of really valuable lessons. How to recruit and vet a franchise, what training materials that farmers really want and how they want to take it out of farm, and also what products and what they want to pay for. And no, it would be naive of me to say that while we're a leader in this marketplace, we're certainly not alone in it. There is local government, there are commercial companies, and we know that there are a lot of NGOs, more than 3,000 registered in Kenya, 70% of which have some sort of focus on agriculture. But there's either limited funding, products are still too expensive, or there's a limited scope and they're grant dependent. Innovation without scale is meaningless when we have such a demand from a marketplace that needs to grow more food, not just for themselves, for local and regional markets, but also for us in the West. So how do we grow? Our critical success factors. Everyone wants to hear about these. It's pretty simple. We need finance so that we can hire the right talent in our team so that we can grow our franchises, because that is where we scale. Franchises train farmers, and that's where we convert them to product purchase. So here's what the plan is right now. By the end of this year, we'll have 6 farms. By the end of next year, 20, and we'll grow 20 exponentially every year till 2017. 2017, we have the ability to train 1 million farmers. I know that sounds crazy, so I'll give you some numbers. A farm has the capacity to train the minimum amount, 2,400 farmers a month. This projection is based off training 300 farmers a month. And now adoption, because this is where we actually start to earn some money. This backpack, we can, I'm lost. I apologize. So we see adoption of 16% across the board across 100 franchise. So if we're just under 1 million farmers, by 2017, we can have sold 149,000 modular units to farmers, which means by 2017, we'll have $36 million in revenues with $6.5 million in net income. We'll break even in 2014 with sales to just under 17,000 farmers. Our model is completely about economies of scale, and we need $500,000 to accomplish these goals. And so how are we going to use that money? First of all, it gives us an 18-month runway. So we see our own organic growth within the organization from product sales. And because we're already up and running, we're prepared to absorb this money and deploy it into the field. We need franchise. It's all about franchise expansion and monitoring those franchises and supporting them with the best possible products and services that they need to reach the farmers in their communities. We need to build out our phenomenal management team and add to the one that already exists. We need to build our brand and, of course, invest into innovations like Who's a Doctor? The management team now, I am the managing director of the organization, but we have other managers like Angus Carr and Kwaye Kwete with 30-plus years of experience in finance and agriculture and development. And yeah, a few people have been talking about us. I'm most proud, of course, to be here at GSBI over the last 10-month program in the last 2 weeks with 18 other amazing cohorts. We've also been named by UNEP and UNDP as one of the 30 greenest startups in the world. And in the last week alone, NPR and BBC have profiled our work and the Peace Corps Award for linking youth back to agriculture. I hope you've enjoyed this story about Mary and farmers in East Africa. We are at a moment in time where we simply need to grow more food. The next chapter is not just about Mary, but it's about us. And I'd like to leave you with a thought from my father, which is that when you fill hungry stomachs, you open the minds and hearts of people to endless possibility. Thank you.